Hello and welcome to Insaka Talk Show, ladies.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I
Hello.
am good.
Good, good, good.
To the few we know,
You're looking like someone today.
I'm looking like Nelly. Look at you guys. My Insaka family. I copy my sister today. I was like,
I
I'm going
taught
for
you
Nelly
well, darling. I taught you well.
because
Who
she's
are you on fire?
buying up herself. I said, I am looking for when you're sick.
You
No,
look amazing.
the
They're
I
ready
love the
to show
look.
where you're on.
earring. I was like,
I swear, if you were not like two sizes smaller than me, I was gonna, take that
what's
from.
that?
I was gonna Zambianize it.
Yeah, looks amazing.
Guys, first of all, we just want to apologize. Thank you for joining us today. We were supposed to have Delphine as our guest today, but because of network issues in Zambia, Delphine is not going to be able to join us in the studio. However, we still plan on having a dedicated show for her. Delphine is one of the only, I think, Zambian female producers that I do know of. If there are others out there, let us know so we can shout you out on Insaka. But as far as I know, she is the only female producer that we have in Zambia currently. And so we wanted to celebrate her on Insaka. But as it is, we are not able to do that today, but we'll still bring her on the show. So, that being said, there is a lot going on. Ladies, what are the trending topics in Zambia? Let's start with Pazed. What's happening on the continent?
Well, I will start with Your Mobs released a new song called Mr. Romantic, right? Have you heard
Mhm.
it?
I heard it.
Initially alone. Like them for it sounds like Nigerian.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
think it said
yeah,
something to.
I feel like it lacks originality. People are saying it's fire, but I just feel like there are bits of it that you can pick Nigerian music in there.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like his normal self.
Yeah. So
I would love if he sound like Zam because we have to sound our own. Kalindola, the way he sounds all the time, we're able to conquer and sing along, but everybody going where it's trending.
The video is nice though. The creativity of the video is clear. Something about Nexus Music. Their videos are fire. Whoever the videographer is and
mm.
the creative director, I give it to them.
Okay. I'm about to see it. After the show, I'll see.
You've seen something that Nexus Music has done, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, they're really good. No, I'm talking about Your Maps video. But
Yeah.
they're good producers. They're good. They just do well over there.
Yeah. Something else that's trending is
Yeah.
the talk show that Muzukanji and Mainga Sanderson Sanders, they I think he has a talk show that we're talking about what do you think about side chicks. So Muzukanji responded, I'm a civil servant, our for 3,500 kwacha should not be having side chicks because they don't make money and Zambia is coming for her.
Why?
Chatting.
She's right.
Guys, come on.
Uh-uh.
Chatting. Chris,
Charging
Okay,
it on the
first of
side of
all,
Chatting ain't a good side. She's right. If you're getting 3,500 kwacha, now what kunganda, now what the school fees. That's a month. Now what light in a month. Ulakwela basket kunchito in a month. Why should you have a side chick?
mhm.
what is your lifestyle like? Limbiwe kalomo tauli pila malaiti.
No, what's the point? You have to upgrade yourself. Apart from your wife.
Nelly, go ahead. This one will you. Go ahead. Baladu Shabazande
Here-
for her.
Here's
Nelly,
my
what do
here,
you think?
here's my reasoning, right? The whole side chick thing is just wrong, period. Whether you're a millionaire, you're a pauper, but I think it's just so much worse when you are not financially able. Because not only if you're a rich man, if you're a millionaire in Kwacha and you have a side chick, all right, you are only depriving your family of your emotional support and attention, right? But if you are poor, quote unquote, and you have side chicks, Uleba sendere ndalama, uleba sendere chitemwiko. You're depriving them of your love, your finances, everything. It's deeper. That's just the reality. So why are people mad? If you're poor, don't do that.
Do not.
Stop
So
it.
do we know that they make 3,500 or do we not know?
I used to be a civil servant. I used to work at the city council in Zambia. Now they for 500 kwacha.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't agree,
Like I
guys.
barely
I
made
don't think
Krista, I don't
enough
know what
for
you're not.
transportation. So
I
why
don't agree.
are
I
you
don't agree with the
taking
fact. Go
from
ahead.
sorry, why are you taking from your home when your home is already struggling?
Yeah.
Right? Because the whole point is there's no side chick out there that will tell you, oh, I'm with him for love. It is actually side chicks because they're girls that want things that they can't afford
Yep.
or what their parents cannot provide for them, right? Or whatever their home situation. And mostly because of the economy, you know. Our economy is that a lot of people don't have jobs. They may have finished grade 12, they don't have work, they are struggling. Here comes a man with a fat wallet and says, if you date me, I can buy you Brazilian or whatever.
Then here.
So nabo basempela matako busy kuli bamkabeni abakukanso. Stop it. You can't afford it. I
I
agree.
don't agree the side chick business altogether. I don't agree. But the fact that you're gonna stand there and say, Gamufola, first of all, how do you know that Rafola 3,500?
She was even right. Maybe the one pin for
It's some even get less.
So is it all the side chicks that date men because of money? Most?
Yes,
Priska.
99%.
That's
is
the
because of
That's the
money.
reason why. Because how can I even know right now where I am? Go find a married man, and I know for sure he's married. He has kids. Me going there. What? Hell no. If you're married, you're not coming. I'm not even going to talk to you. You're married. Go take care of your family. Hell no.
Some do. Some do. Will leave their wives for
You're
another.
gonna live. You're gonna live with like kumpari.
Now let's be realistic. There are people who are in marriages that are loveless, right? Just because somebody's married doesn't mean that they're happy. Yes, so there are people who have side chicks where they actually genuinely love each other. With a side chick, maybe they are not getting love munganda for whatever reason, right? Situations differ. But for the most part, kumweso, ama side chicks, it's more like
I'll even say that a little bit. One of our friends to a show, I mean, I should say, but I'll say it. Alice, she was saying, once so
I refuse. Don't put me in that category.
But I don't expect you to go and be a side chick.
You said
once. No.
Okay, in a sense, right? Well, okay, the dude is very handsome to whatever that is. And you're like, oh my God, this guy is nice. That's what she meant.
But that's flirting. It's different from ubule. Ubule is a heavy word. That's prostitution.
You know what?
Prostitution. Flirting is just flirting.
Why should you be flirting when you're married? That's the same thing, and you end up being a
no. You can admire Winnie.
Yeah. You can flirt and say, "Oh, you look good, brother," and keep moving.
Okay, you're not you look good, brother, but hey, you look good, brother.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong. We should not now take
I'm married.
What were you flirting at the first?
No, honey, that's just natural for there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know where you stand and you know the person that you are. You know your principles and your morals. So you don't take it further. There's absolutely nothing wrong with
exactly.
Hi, how are you? Thank you. No.
You know, you just admire and go on home. Chop.
Anyway, what's trending in the United States, Nelly?
Whenever I start, listen, guys, this is nothing. What goes on behind the scenes? Hey.
Something else. Irene could not be with us today. We apologize. She's attending to something family. So we miss her. Actually, Winnie was like, "Oh, Irene is not here. We miss her because she puts us in check."
Yeah.
We miss you, Irene.
Miss you, Irene.
Yeah.
Drive safely.
Yeah.
All right, guys, in the United States, trending topics, Juneteenth. Guys, it is Juneteenth in the United States. Do you guys know what Juneteenth is?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. You want to say what it is, Priska?
No, ma'am, you can go ahead.
So,
No, I mean, I'm off on Monday.
okay,
Off
so
on Friday, might be off tomorrow too.
I'm off on Monday. Actually, it was just made a federal law last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels so good, like from
2017,
nowhere. In
no, last year.
June.
So
In South Africa,
June,
we have June 16th, that is
yeah.
a youth day. So that one, I already know that South Africans are off.
Okay, so Juneteenth basically started because during the time of slavery, when slavery was abolished throughout the United States, the slaves in Texas did not know about it. Hello, don't you wish we had social media then?
I tell you.
Um, so in the news finally arrived in Texas on June 19th, 1866 to say, hey, na abalesha slavery oku. Slavery is no more. You guys are free. So yes, so other slaves in other parts of the country were emancipated, they were free to do whatever. But in Texas, they were still being kept as slaves because their masters did not let them know that it's been abolished. So by the time the news came, so they got it later, like much later than everybody else.
Wow.
So that's where the celebration comes in. And so it's a holiday. So we celebrate in so many different ways. It's basically a celebration of freedom.
Yay. And we get to have holidays.
Yes.
And Shan,
We get to be home.
is it for Afita for Kanamasun?
Yes, even them. But for us, it feels so good to be I'm black.
Freedom.
Like my boss, do you know that I'm black and it's a holiday? Oh, yeah, we are where.
I think a lot of people had to remind the employers to say, you know what, this is now a holiday. It was last year, it was per your thing, how you want to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
So that's
it was strictly.
Well, we thank you for that holiday. I get to sleep in on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
All right. So today, another thing that's happening today is it's Father's Day today.
Yay.
Coincidentally. So we will be celebrating our fathers in our communities, in our homes, and just around the globe, period. Right? And we'll talk about what makes a great dad and what makes a deadbeat dad.
Mm-hmm.
So before we dive into that, we will go on commercial so we can appreciate our funders or sponsors, one of them being Cultural Benefits Group. This is a company that provides life insurance to communities around the United States. So if you belong to an association or a cultural group association within your community, make sure you sign up for this insurance so that it covers you once a death occurs. Not if you're a GoFund, no clap shotumbali. Please, let us take advantage of this Cultural Benefits Group.
My whole life, my father told me stories about moving to the United States. He would tell me that his brother, my Uncle George, was already living here and let my father stay with him for a while. Through my Uncle George, my father was introduced to our cultural organization here in America, who helped him make connections, apply for college, find his first job, and adjust to life in a completely different culture than he was used to. The Cultural Association helped him get started on his new life. My Uncle George would bring my father with him to the annual Summer Cultural Groups Festival, and later, he would bring me. It was incredible to see so many people of all ages laughing and celebrating with food and song and dance. It brought back the best feelings of home and gave my father the opportunity to pass his culture, language, and values on to me. My father and Uncle George were very close, so when George died last year, my father wanted to honor his wishes to be buried with a traditional ceremony back at his birthplace. My father told me that because Uncle George had cultural group life insurance, he was able to afford to bring George home and have the traditional burial George wanted. Though my father had been able to honor my Uncle George's wishes, it got me thinking about my own family. One day, I'd have to make the same arrangements for my own parents, and my wife's parents as well. Of course, we would want to bring them home and honor their wishes, but it would be a financial hardship for our family. There were a lot of things to think about, even though I really didn't want to think about them at all. When my father told me about cultural group life insurance, he told me it's intended to help families when they need it the most. It's not tied to an employer, so no matter where my career takes me, I'll always have coverage. The more people who participate and the younger they are, the more it helps keep the insurance premiums down for the entire association. Because my parents have cultural group term life insurance, there will be money available to help me provide the kind of service I want to give my parents. And by joining, I can put my mind at ease and continue to celebrate our traditions into the future. With cultural group life insurance, I can worry less and spend more of my time celebrating with the people who matter most to me.
Welcome back to Insaka Talk Show. Today is Father's Day, especially in the United States and around the world. People are celebrating their dads. Before we get into the topic of the day, I would like for us to go mingle and say hello to our family, our Insaka family. I see that we have some comments in the chat, so I'm going to pop them up here so each one of us can read. Priska.
Salamata.
Looking lovely, ladies, watching from Zambia. Thank you, Salah, our host of Insaka as well.
Yebo, our future guest hostess.
Yes. Sama Nyendwa. Hi, ladies. Interesting topic. Thank you, Sama. We appreciate you.
Thank you for watching. Love you, sisters.
Tandy, my friend. There is something called sister. Really, Tandy? Did you just go? Tandy, really? No, not sister wives again. If you're if you're the boy. That's just,
Beyond ballet for these days.
no. That's just a decent way of saying sister wives.
Really.
Tandy, no. Sandra Musoma Dorsey. Hi, Sandra, our friend. Can you tell a man he looks good as a compliment, or you can say in a flirtatious manner to incite? Yeah.
No, she's saying you can tell a man he looks good as a compliment, or you can say it in a flirtatious manner to insinuate other things. So I think she's responding to us talking about giving someone a compliment versus idiot.
I agree. Sandra, I agree.
I agree with her as well.
Sandra, I don't agree, but it's okay.
Tell Sandra why you disagree.
Sandra, abana kashikwa ifa muno mwame every day bakakufwaya, and then gabakufwaya bule wanichiwambire every time na muno mwame mulishani bule.
Stop it. Stop right there. Stop it. It doesn't mean wule. You have to be kind. You can say hello to people. It's the way that you have a conversation with that person.
It's how you are
saying a right, an idea to fire you, depending on how you
a problem in what the female.
Nah.
It's okay. I say hi. I say almost everyone. Most of everybody. I'm like, hi, how are you? We hug, we like, they're my brothers and my sisters, or they're married.
Thank you, Sandra.
Every
Yeah.
day. Every
Sandra says we have the power to say no.
No, yes.
Yeah.
It's how you carry yourself.
The reason why they landed not everybody. Baraba nakashabashita ba monomome. Mairo, but you forgot you're the one you were initiating.
You cannot help who fires you. You cannot control who fires you,
It's how we
period.
say hi. With the boyfriend. When you meet them, say hi, Mr. How are you? Whatever your name is, walk out. Don't be like, hey, but
all right, we're going to switch topics.
Yes.
Enough about Ubul. We're going to talk about the makings of a great dad. Today is Father's Day. We shall remember our own fathers. We have some questions that we're going to ask to ourselves and to the audience. Guys, feel free to chime in. Tell us about your wonderful father. Or if he's a deadbeat, tell us about him so we can pray for him. We pray for his soul.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. So, what to you, Priska, what makes a good dad before we even, go further?
I will talk about my dad.
Mm-hmm.
What makes a good dad? It's not just gifts. It's not what you give them. It's being there for your children, teaching them, guiding them, teaching them the difference between right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like my dad had never lifted a finger or kunguma or something, but he would always tell me, sit me down. When you do something wrong, this is wrong and this is right.
Mm-hmm.
And if he punishes me, he will tell me why he's punishing me. But I just never got over of, okay, I'm going to get over because my dad doesn't beat me. On the other hand, mommy, that was a difference. If I had an issue, I'll go to my dad than me going to my mother. So that's what makes a good dad, a good provider. If he always provided, he would sit me down, what's going on? What's going on with your school? Where did you go wrong? How can I teach you? And the love, when your father loves you first and shows you love, that molds you as a young girl because you expect that from your husband or the man that you marry. That's why people say women marry their fathers. If you see your father abusing your mother, when you get married and your husband abuses you, you won't see anything wrong with it because that's how your father was. So to those father out there, set an example of what you would like your daughter or what kind of a man you want your daughter to marry. For me, that's what makes a great dad.
Absolutely. Winnie?
You rolled your eyes.
No. I didn't. I wasn't rolling eyes. Maybe not Shafi, but in somewhere. No, that makes a good dad, Priska. Your dad was, I'm sure, amazing, but you were spoiled. We never did the Paul.
Mama, trust me.
No, my dad didn't never change. My dad was a pastor, so the quiet pastor when you're home, you don't do that. My father was like a very strict, like hardcore. Sunday you gotta go to church. I only got the age. But it was amazing. Like he didn't have much because my dad, he had much growing up, but there came a time when he changed. He just said, I want to live for God. So he didn't work. He didn't do anything. All he did was just work for God. And just knowing this is what he was. We named him his name, Lambo. We named him Lambo because my father, there was nothing like that. He would just from nowhere, sleeper shoes will whip you up if you're not listening. And I was the worst. But I was thinking about it, but it was one of the kind, and that I, like right now, it's almost 7 years, like June 21st should be 7 years since he passed away. I look at my son, sometimes I see my son in my dad, and he was one of the best. I have so much memories with him. Like we would dance, we would sing along. This morning I was telling Priska, the greatest is thy faithfulness. My father told me that song in 3 days. Yeah, it was a bruto, but it was. I look at it now. He was a strong man. I guess some of that I get some of it from me from him.
Yeah,
Wow.
because you're an alpha female.
He did,
Interesting.
and I
Yeah.
carried him. So here we go. Initials, Waddington's son. The rest in peace.
Amen. Yeah, my dad was very very similar in some ways. His parenting style to Priska's dad, the way you describe your dad. My dad never put his hand on me. He didn't believe in ukuma, like after the age of 12, but he didn't believe in ukuma wana kash period, like umwana mwana kash tiwa kukata pambi. So he wouldn't, he never beat us. And then my mom also, in it, tabangu mapo.
Like you.
Like, yeah, but only once. I think I was like 12. I
What
went to
did
a
you
friend's
do?
house. I went to a friend's house without telling anyone, and they were worried. So that was really, I think, the only time. I don't think I ever shall have Mom just never believed in like corporal punishment. So my dad was always, well, and that's my dad was a lecture. He would always call for meetings. Balaya from bedroom to bedroom. Go. Nelly, meeting. Go. Morning, meeting.
I wonder how you are.
Yeah, I know. I think she does the same.
Yeah.
She called for meetings.
He was always about dialogue. Everybody needs to hear this. Your brother here. Let me tell you what he did. Now that I think about it, to come and talk about issues that are happening in the house. But yeah, he was very, very loving, very compassionate man. He helped a lot of people in the community in Kabwe. He was very well known for feeding. Street. If he has, you tell them, send him pocket bread. He would always give.
Nice.
But he was also very social. He was a social butterfly.
You just described yourself. I'm sorry.
Nelly.
That's just you.
That's Nelly.
But that's my dad. I miss him. I was definitely daddy's girl. I dared to say I was the favorite, but
Oh, Jesus.
the others might beg to differ. But hey, because I look the most like him too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Everybody that saw me said I look exactly like my dad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see what our viewers, our audience thinks or have to say about their daddies. Irene, hi darling. Hello, beautiful queens. Hello, we miss you, queen.
Hi, we miss you.
She says we all look beautiful. Love you too. Love you.
Thank you.
Love you, Mama.
All right. So let's see what Irene has to say about her dads. My father was an awesome father. Happy Heavenly Father's Day, Peter Chishinga Mukanda. He was a peaceful, noble man. Amen.
Yeah.
Just like her.
So it looks like we are all fatherless here
Yeah.
on this show.
I know, right?
All of us lost our dads at a young age. I was 21 years old when my dad passed away. So yeah, it's great to. Someone says Nelly is that replica. Yes, I do. I look
Go
like
ahead.
Go ahead.
I wanted to say something about a conversation I had with my friend. I'm sorry. When you're saying that we all don't have fathers, a friend of mine was asking a question. For people that lost their fathers when they were young, and people that lose their fathers when they're much older, their father get to see their accomplishments, things that they've done. Which one is the hardest? Because like my dad never got to see the person that I am right now, which he always thought that I will be this person or somebody that lost their dad when they were younger. So it's like hard to, you see what I'm saying?
I think it's always harder personally for those that lost their fathers young, because there are so many moments that you look back and say, man, I wish my dad was here to see this. Like for
Right.
me, for example, my dad's dream was for me to come to the US and make something of my life. Like
Right.
we always talked about that was the plan. You know, he was like, "Ukaya kwa America, iwe ni woka don saba kwa nini." You know, you'll be like, yeah, you're gonna go and you're gonna do great.
Yeah.
And I look back and I just almost every day I look at my kids and I wish, man, they would have benefited from having my dad as a grandfather around.
Yeah.
Like he was such a loving person, full of encouragement. He had a chipinda, he had a proverb for everything.
Yeah.
You know, and Nishnaba Mitana Mrufianya. He was Melvin telling my young brother, Ndakwevalion Satsu, Wenda Nangoshe, Elmubeya.
What does that mean?
Exactly. You know what Ngoshe is?
It's
A
a
snake.
It's a snake. But how do you wear a snake? It doesn't have hair. So it's like, man, that's basically it's like you are the company that you keep. That's what it means. Like
Yeah.
when you translate it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. That was, you know, he had so many different proverbs to teach. And so yeah. So
It's
Sandra has something to say about her dad. Who wants to read that for Sandra?
My dad is the coolest dad ever. My role model, my best friend. Hashtag Mr. Musoma. Oh, that is so
Yes.
sweet.
there, Mr.
Sandra's dad is actually, honestly, he was my dad's friend, very good friend.
Oh, that's nice.
So they have a lot of similarities. They both love fun. They make good dads, good grandparents. And so to me, he's the closest. Like when I see him, I feel like
You see
I
that?
see that.
Yeah,
And so
that's
whenever
nice.
he's around, I'm just like,
That's
you
nice.
know, I'm always
He's a
like
guy.
very close. So
He's a
yeah,
man.
he's pretty cool.
I said that to my dad when you say about the difference when your dad, like when they die, when you're younger or when you're a little older. I was, I think I was 30, 33 or so, maybe 34. I think I was pregnant with Malumbo when I went to see him, and we didn't talk for like 2 years because he had married and then he had a baby. So I wasn't talking to him. But this particular time, I could feel the energy because he was getting sick. And I just felt like I needed to go home. And then by the time I told my partner, I was like, I gotta go home and see my dad. He's like, you just found out you're pregnant. How are you gonna be going home? I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go. It's 2015, I went home and I remember we had such a good time. And then I said, I think I'm expecting. I didn't tell him that obviously, but he said, you're expecting and you're gonna have a baby boy. And then we
Wow.
connected with my dad. And I remember that's the first time my uncle kicked. Like I went and spent the night in his home and we just talked, we laughed, and then just coming here a year later, he passed away. And then just knowing like, you know, there's a power in forgiveness in everything. And make sure if you have your dad, no matter how difficult you think your situation is, find time to reconnect, because those moments, trust me, I have so many pictures that I regret. I'm like, gosh, but I'm gonna learn definitely. You know, I'll just make a joke. My ex-husband did not finish paying the lobola. Buy him to me phone. No phone. Buy me later. I think I'll go high court.
Zambia.
From Zambia to here.
That wasn't playing.
Because he was in the law. Like my dad was in the so imagine he was a unze, he was like very well educated. I'm like the CC High Court US, CC High Court Zambia. It was so funny. So he was that man. That's why we call him Lambo. He would react like a savage, but he was the coolest man. And I sit down, I'm like, damn, it's Father's Day. And we're talking about it. Although he saw my palo, he didn't get to see my son. My son would have benefited being with my dad. Like, I look at him, I was like, damn, we never. This dude he always acts like my dad. So I'm saying, in a sense, either way, the love that our Father gives us, trust me, it's amazing. And that for other family, Insaka family, you got issues with your parents, make amends. There's no chance. Ngabaya, there's no time to go and say sorry.
Yeah.
So happy Father's Day to the one who have fathers right now, and for us who have fathers up there.
Amen. That's well said, Winnie. Honestly, people take it for granted. Those of you with parents, don't think that they'll always be there. You're gonna wake up one day and they're gone, and the pain is unbearable.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, when I lost my dad, I just spiraled. I spiraled. Nale kolwafi. Like the depression took me.
I'm sorry, it's not funny. It's just how you said it. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, depression is something, you know, that happens, especially when you know that there's nothing you can do. When somebody's gone, they're gone. So please,
Yeah.
if you have differences, work them out.
Yeah, and have fun. Take them out to eat. Go for walks.
Mhm.
These parents, they're fragile. It's like 1 minute they're here, 1 minute they're gone, and that's
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
And
I
then
wanna go
when my
back-
brother died, I couldn't even go home because my baby was only 3 months. I never even got a passport. Imagine that.
I wanted to go back to Nelly when you said when your father passed. When mine passed, the greatest thing, I don't even want to say that came out of it. I was pregnant with Zoe. My dad was poisoned. So it was just, I was pregnant with Zoe. And I was so depressed and I was so stressed because I was always sick and I was complaining. I was like, maybe I should come home. That's why I named my child Zoe. Zoe is the proper pronunciation. So when he passed, I knew that he passed because Zoe was kicking so much. Then my aunt told me. But before he passed, he blessed me. I was like, I want to come back home. He was like, no, this child that you're going to have is going to be an amazing child. She's going to be your life. And I kid you not, Zoe's birthday is in July. Every July, something major or something big happens in my life where like my life is just improves and improves and improves. So for me, before he passed, he blessed me and blessed my child. That was the best thing ever.
Amen.
And I've never gone, I'm in denial, but the best thing that came out of it was a blessing.
Amen.
Amen. Kamapalo yaba fiashi.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go on a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll ask some more questions about what makes a great dad. We'll be right back.
Do you run a nonprofit organization in the education, health, and human services sectors? Do you need grant funding for your organization? Or do you need help developing programs to help you raise money for your nonprofit organization? At Vibrant Funding, our mission is to connect our nonprofit partners in the education, health, and human services sectors to the financial resources required to achieve their mission. We support nonprofit organizations based in and operating in the United States and Africa. We offer the following services to new and established organizations: program development, donor engagement and retention, grants research and writing. Contact us at www.vibrant-funding.com or email us at info@vibrant-funding.com. Call us at 404-751-6802 to learn more about our services and how we can help you to have an impact on the world. Vibrant Funding, connecting donors and nonprofits.
Hey.
All right, welcome back, ladies. So, before we went on commercial, we were talking about the makings of a great dad, right? We talked about our own dads, and now I would like for us to switch gears a little bit and just talk about, and actually before we do that, I want to acknowledge the stepfathers that stepped up, right?
Yeah.
Some people would say, and I've seen T-shirts where it says, "I'm not the stepfather, I am the father that stepped up." I love that. When a man steps up, and I've had some great stepfathers in my life. Yes, my biological dad was amazing, but I've had great stepfathers. My dad, Salamata's dad, Daddy Farba Dieng, he was a really great dad. my stepdad currently, Mr. Sengawila, great dad. Thank you, dads, for all that you've done for us. Love you, love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and now we want to just expand this fatherly love to talk about other dads. So I want to show you guys, for me, one of the famous dads that I look at and say, man, this man is a good dad, is this guy right here.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I look at our former president, Barack Obama, and I'm like, man, you can tell he's a great dad to his daughters, you know, and one of the other dads that come to mind also is the late Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
You know, another girl dad. He was also an amazing dad to his daughters. What other dads do you guys look up to? Famous, whether living or not living, that you would say, man, I think this guy is a great dad based on, you know, just what we see.
You know, even if I'm not a politician, but I like how our former president, how he liked his daughter. Is it Tassila? That lady? Our former president,
Of
Mr.
what? You are in Zambia.
I
You're
know.
back in America.
Sorry. Oh, Zambia former president, Mr.
Okay.
Lungu.
President.
Oh, Tassila.
Tassila.
Yes.
He had a very good relationship with his daughter, like hands down. He loved his daughter. You could see how much he would go for his daughter. Beside the nonsense he was doing outside, you could see like he would listen to his daughter. Even the crazy, we have here crazy former president,
Trump. Yeah. Yeah.
his daughter. I don't know about the kid, the boys, but
He loves them all.
no, I don't think so. But the girl, like, you know, you can see like besides everything that he does, those men who just like pour it into their children, it's the best. Like you look up at it in a sense of, I don't like what you do, but I want you to be a good dad. I want you to take care of your children, because those kids, they're looking up to you, regardless you're crazy. They don't care about what you do. They just want, that's my daddy.
All right. Enough of the great dads, deadbeat dads, the ones that do not
Before that, we have a comment from our brother. Happy Father's Day, Mr. Jimmy.
Happy Father's Day. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I have my other friend I could say before after Bakatuta Ngawalan.
Landa too.
My friend Henry.
Uh-huh.
No matter how people talk about him, is my brother. I've seen him take care of his babies. Like, he does not play. He had, of course, this drama over it, but it's my brother. He won't mind.
Ooh, did you
I don't even know any
this out there?
He knows it, and he's fine with it. But the fact is, right, he brings all his kids together. He wants to raise them together, and the kids know each other. This is my brother. There's no step. There's no half sister. There's just like togetherness. And you see that it doesn't matter what the mothers are doing on the background, but just seeing him raising the kids together, it's amazing. Like, things happen in life when you marry or you remarry, whatever that happens. If you can blend in the children together, know their stepsisters, stepbrothers, it's the best that you can do as a father.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's what my dad did for us, actually.
Nice.
You know, my dad was not a saint. I said he was a great dad. I didn't say he was a great husband.
And Nick Cannon, do you think he'll bring his kids together?
Oh,
huh?
Nick Cannon.
Oh my God.
The 8th, right?
8th, and the 2 women are pregnant, I think, something like that.
What is wrong with that guy?
Just want to keep on having babies. I'm like, I don't know. I don't care what you do. You're going to spend time with your kids. But I think he's lost the mind of how to be a dad. I mean, I guess that's what he wants to do, but it's just wrong. You can't be fathering every time different women. Like, what do you want to do with being a dad? That's like, I don't care you have money. You're a beat up dad.
Also,
so this is on the opposite spectrum of what we were talking about, right? We're talking about having a side chick when you're making 3,000 whatever kwacha. He has a lot of money. And but let me finish. He has a lot of money he can afford to have. However, he's still doing those children and those women a disservice to be having children because those kids will never have a proper family. You're depriving those kids of having a nuclear family.
Yeah.
Because for those kids to be with you, that means they have to be without their mothers. Because you're not going to keep 9 women in one house.
One room. No.
How?
Not only that, they siblings day. How do you spend time with 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in one day?
It's a lot.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. How are you going to give them a quality, family life? You cannot be in all these places at the same time, and neither can their mothers.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter what
Nobody's going to miss out.
Okay. Talk about that, Nelly, before you go to beat up dad. People who think, oh, I'm a dad. A beat up.
Did you just say beat up dad? Did you say beat up dad?
Now,
I don't know about dads.
We're just gonna say there's a winning language and winning dictionary. Go ahead, Mama. Talk about the beat up dad. Talk about them.
Just because, I'm a dad and I pay child support and that's enough. Come on, guys, reinvest yourself. The money is not what women need. The women need to pick up your child, spend time with your child, because those children needs you. It doesn't matter how much money. Like, money cannot buy love.
Pretty much, sister.
Find time, spend time with your kids. Pick them up over the weekend or for the holidays. 3 days old. I have my single man, my friend Ronnie, has 5 kids, 2 separate mothers. He's the one taking care of all his kids. He says, you know what, I don't need to marry right now. I'm gonna concentrate, put these kids in one room. Then if I find a woman, that's fine. Be like those dads. Not to take care of the kids. No, sometimes if things went wrong in your marriage or whatever that was, and you have opportunity to take care of your kids, even men can raise the kids.
Yeah. Actually, there are some amazing single fathers out there that are doing amazing work.
Absolutely. And for the record, a deadbeat dad is a father who neglects his parental responsibilities to the extent of evading even court-ordered child support obligations or custody arrangements. So the fact that a father has to be taken to court for him to fulfill his responsibilities speaks volumes about his irresponsibility as a person. So that's a deadbeat dad.
But Corey, in America, just because they give us this privilege of, you can take him to court. We don't. She's rolling her eyes like, but we need.
No,
there are women.
They are good men. They are good men that they've been going to child support for no reason. Because
no.
I will disagree.
Let me finish this sentence for you, Winnie. Yes. Taking somebody to child support court, does not mean that like it's a bad thing, right? It's your responsibility. You make them pregnant, you have to pay because it takes money to raise a child.
Yeah.
However, what we are talking about is there are women that will take a man to child support court. The man is paying child support, but they won't let the man see the child. Yeah, every time. Oh no, we're doing this. Oh, they can't come. Hey, what? Especially if they know that the man is dating somebody else. All of a sudden, hey, don't do that. Don't let the children suffer because you have been, put to the side. If the man doesn't want you, it doesn't mean he doesn't want his child. Let him have the relationship with the child.
Right.
That I agree with you. What I was saying was sometimes it could be a situation where he's a great father. He sees his child. He gives you money as an agreement, but maybe at some point, how are you going to call somebody and say, "Oh, for child support," because now got the pride now, now got the pride. The best thing is, my dear, send it through the court, and we don't have to talk. When it's time for you to pick up your child, pick up your child.
Yeah.
And sometimes you may have a relationship or sorry, an agreement that says, hey, you'll be paying me $200 every month for the kids support. And then he gets into a relationship or he marries somebody else.
Baba kanyi kwa pede mpia.
Then suddenly things change. He starts sending you $20.
Yeah.
10%. Yeah? So you're like, but
Mafunde kalamba.
let's revise this. Let somebody else, look at this and see what we can do.
Yeah.
So, ladies, we had some questions here. Some of the questions these are some questions that you can ask your dad. Those of you that have your father still alive, just to give you something to do today, being Father's Day, maybe as you sit at the dinner table, these are some of the questions that you can ask your dad, right? Like, for example, you can ask, is there a memory from high school that makes you cringe? Because sometimes we see our parents from a certain age. Sometimes we forget that they used to be kids as well. It's interesting to find out how were they in high school? Like, what kind of child were they, or teenager, right? And what's the other one? Let's see. Is there a song that changed your life? Which other one would you think of, Priska? Like, if your dad was around and you were playing this game at the dinner table, what question would you ask him?
What do you say about me to your friends?
That's a good one.
How do you describe me as a daughter?
Well, if you're a bad daughter,
it was I think I was a good one until I was 18. Until I was 17.
That age.
Yeah.
That age.
What about you, Winnie? What would you want to ask your dad? Like, if he was around now, something about him, that you would want to ask him?
I would ask him, like, why, not really. I would ask him, like, and this is real person, actually, it still follows me. When I was young, my father used to tell me I was going to be evangelist. And I was like, every day, and I used to wonder why you would say that. It's like, don't worry, I pray for you, God will show you the way. But I would ask him now, and I regret, actually, I should have told him then, because I found myself in the same path of what he was telling me that I'll be. I found myself speak more of my religion. I found myself speak more when I'm talking to somebody. It's always counseling. It's always about do good will. It's always about this is the way it should be. And I found myself in the foundation, it's at the peak level of what my father really implemented in me. But I used to refuse when they said that. So I'll ask him, what did you sow in me to say that I was going to be an evangelist? Like, I would ask him that question now. Like, what did he see? Because I was young and naughty, and I used to beat up boys. I had my nicknames. Yeah, I was that young girl. But he would always say, I know God is going to use you. I know you will do certain things. But I'm like, what did he sow on me? Like, I would ask Daddy. Like, I would want to know what he saw on me. Like, what made him think that way?
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think for me, I would ask, like, when you were growing up, what's one thing you wanted to change about the world?
That's a good one too.
Yeah, like, what is it, looking at the world, what is it that you wish that you could change about the world? Yeah. Let's see. Do we have anything in the comments? Miss Towera is watching. How are you doing, ladies? We are doing well, Towera.
Our lady, Miss Towella.
Yeah, who I haven't seen today? I have not seen Princess.
Princess Mangala.
Princess, where you at, girl?
We miss you.
Princess.
Maybe she's celebrating Happy Father's Day.
Yes, she's busy. You know what? It's a special day and we understand. But still go back and watch us, hey?
Don't forget to subscribe and like.
And share.
Yeah.
And share. Don't forget to do all of that. So, ladies, we have about 5 minutes left till the show. What is it that you would like for us to leave our viewers with today?
I have something to say. You were just talking about stepdad and all that stuff. And I know you guys, I know it's very personal, but you guys, Nelly, you have a great man, your husband, and he stepped out to be the father to your son. And you, Priska, you have a
You
great.
just say it's very personal and you just continued talking about
Yeah,
it.
but I'm just gonna say it. It is what it is. Insaka.
She says it's very personal and she continues with the conversation
But
without
I
asking
want
for
to say,
permission.
you're my friends, just seeing this man stepping out and taking care of, step in as a dad, it's amazing. So I just want to wish them happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for wishing your Mulamuds
Yes.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy
Happy
Father's
Father's
Day, my
Day.
Malamo.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah. So, you know, all of us on Insaka, we love you. We do have to go to our last commercial before we end the show today, but we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
My whole life, my father told me stories about moving to the United States. He would tell me that his brother, my Uncle George, was already living here and let my father stay with him for a while. Through my Uncle George, my father was introduced to our cultural organization here in America, who helped him make connections, apply for college, find his first job, and adjust to life in a completely different culture than he was used to. The Cultural Association helped him get started on his new life. My Uncle George would bring my father with him to the annual Summer Cultural Groups Festival, and later, he would bring me. It was incredible to see so many people of all ages laughing and celebrating with food and song and dance. It brought back the best feelings of home and gave my father the opportunity to pass his culture, language, and values on to me. My father and Uncle George were very close, so when George died last year, my father wanted to honor his wishes to be buried with a traditional ceremony back at his birthplace. My father told me that because Uncle George had cultural group life insurance, he was able to afford to bring George home and have the traditional burial George wanted. Though my father had been able to honor my Uncle George's wishes, it got me thinking about my own family. One day, I'd have to make the same arrangements for my own parents, and my wife's parents as well. Of course, we would want to bring them home and honor their wishes, but it would be a financial hardship for our family. There were a lot of things to think about, even though I really didn't want to think about them at all. When my father told me about cultural group life insurance, he told me it's intended to help families when they need it the most. It's not tied to an employer, so no matter where my career takes me, I'll always have coverage. The more people who participate and the younger they are, the more it helps keep the insurance premiums down for the entire association. Because my parents have cultural group term life insurance, there will be money available to help me provide the kind of service I want to give my parents. And by joining, I can put my mind at ease and continue to celebrate our traditions into the future. With cultural group life insurance, I can worry less and spend more of my time celebrating with the people who matter most to me.
All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Today has been a special Father's Day celebration and as well as Juneteenth celebration for those of us in the United States, especially here in Texas. Thank you, ladies. Any parting words for our viewers?
Before we even go, any parting words for our viewers? Our spiritual father, our friend, Pastor Nathan. Happy Father's Day. We love you. We love you. We love you. And, thank you for just everything that you do.
I can't believe we almost did not.
That's why I was like,
Hey.
Love you, Pastor Nathan. Like, we are so blessed to have you in our lives.
Yes.
Like we are becoming these women, strong women in faith, in just everything we do. And we're being good mothers. And thank you for just like taking up the spiritual father role. And we are grateful.
Yes.
We appreciate you, Pastor.
We love you.
Mm-hmm. All right, from all of us on Insaka, it is ciao. We hope to see you next weekend as we come back on Insaka Talk Show.